The motorcycle gear industry has a dirty secret. It has spent decades disguising a single marketing trick as consumer choice. Walk into any gear shop in America and you'll see hundreds of jackets, textile, leather, mesh, adventure, sport, cruiser, an overwhelming wall of panels and zippers and armor pockets. What you won't see is the certification label most brands hope you never learn to read. Almost every jacket on that wall will say CE certified. What almost none of them will tell you, clearly up front, where you can see it, is whether that certification is level 1 or level 2. That gap is not an accident. That's the business model. And today we're breaking down 5 brands that are exploiting it and the only 2 in the market that are not. Number 5. Icon Motorsports. Icon is the jacket the algorithm loves. Bold graphics, aggressive styling, heavy Instagram presence, and a loyal following among younger riders who associate the brand with attitude and identity. And in fairness, Icon makes gear that looks the part. The problem is what's inside. Icon's core lineup, the Airform, the Overlord, the Airflight jacket range, ships with CE Level 1 armor as standard at most price points. Icon is owned by Komodo Group, the same parent company that owns Revzilla and Cycle Gear. That corporate structure gives Icon enormous retail reach and marketing leverage. It does not give it any particular incentive to invest in Level 2 armor engineering when Level 1 is cheaper to produce, and the buyer at the counter rarely knows the difference. ACE Level 2 Protector transmits roughly half the impact force of a Level 1. In a highway speed slide, that gap is not theoretical. Level 1 armor meets the minimum bar for being called CE certified. It's not the bar you want between your shoulder and the asphalt at 65 miles per hour. Icon's jackets retail between $150 and $400. The marketing budget is visible. The protection engineering is not. Number 4. Joe Rocket. Joe Rocket is a name that sounds like it was engineered in a wind tunnel. The brand is owned by Helmet House, a distribution company, not a protection engineering firm. That distinction matters because the decisions shaping Joe Rocket's products are commercial decisions, not safety engineering decisions. Armor ratings across the Joe Rocket lineup are inconsistent. CE Level 1 is the standard at entry and mid-tier price points. Seam construction and abrasion resistance ratings on independent gear tests consistently land below the class average for jackets in the same price bracket. Some models ship with armor pockets but no armor included, meaning a rider pays for the jacket, assumes it's protective, and is wearing nothing more than a rain shell in a crash. Joe Rocket jackets run $100 to $300. The name implies performance engineering. The certification labels tell a different story. Number 3. Scorpion Exo Jacket Line. We covered Scorpion Exo helmets in our previous video and gave them a strong recommendation. The helmet line earns it. The jacket line is an entirely different product with an entirely different quality story. And conflating the two is how a lot of riders get burned. Scorpion's jacket lineup uses outsourced construction across multiple manufacturing facilities, with inconsistent armor specifications between models and even between model years. CE Level 1 armor is the standard across the mid-range textile lineup. He Brand's helmet reputation provides a credibility umbrella that the jacket line borrows but hasn't fully earned. Riders who bought Scorpion helmets based on sharp safety ratings and then assumed the same engineering culture applied to the jacket paid for a reputation transfer that didn't happen. Independent gear reviewers testing Scorpion textile jackets in the $200 to $350 range consistently note the gap between the brand's presentation and its actual armor certification depth. The name is the same. The engineering story is not. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Riding Gear. The Harley-Davidson riding gear line is the most straightforward ownership story on this list. Harley's apparel is primarily a licensed product line, a brand extension built to generate margin from the bar and shield rather than an engineering program built to protect the person wearing it. Harley leather jackets benefit from genuine full-grain cowhide leather, which does provide real abrasion resistance. That's not nothing, but CE armor certification across the Harley apparel lineup is inconsistent. Level 1 is the standard on most jacket models, and the back protector, when included, frequently requires a separate purchase. Riders buying a $400 Harley jacket are paying a brand premium that has nothing to do with the protection engineering inside it. The Jalopnik analysis of owner feedback across Harley and Reddit forums found consistent references to 2 phrases, rebranded and the Harley tax. Riders who know gear know what both mean. You're paying for the logo. The armor underneath it is the afterthought. Number 1. Revit. Revit is the trickiest entry on this list, and it deserves a more honest look than most gear channels are willing to give it. At the top of their lineup, the Defender GTX, the Dominator 3, Revit makes genuinely excellent jackets. CE Level 2 armor, strong abrasion ratings, real engineering investment. If you buy from the top of the Revit catalog, you're buying a well-built product. The problem is what the brand's premium reputation does to buyers shopping the middle of the catalog. Revit jackets in the $300 to $500 range carry the same brand cash as the premium line. They don't carry the same armor specification. CE Level 1 is standard across most of the mid-range textile lineup. Buyers who see the Revit name recognize it as a respected brand and assume that respect extends uniformly across every price point are making a reasonable assumption that the brand's own marketing encourages and that the certification label buried on the inside pocket seam quietly contradicts. The brand is not dishonest, but it's benefiting from a reputation earned at the top of the line that it doesn't fully deliver at the middle. At $350, you deserve to know which level of armor is in your jacket before you get to the checkout. Before we get to the only two brands that have earned this list's top spots, drop your jacket brand in the comments right now. What did you pay and what CE level did it come with? If you didn't know the answer before watching this, that's exactly the point. And if the Wise Rider is changing how you think about gear, subscribe. What's next is the only part of the jacket market the industry doesn't want you to focus on. Now, two brands. That's it. Two brands where protection engineering is the product, not the marketing. Number 2. Alpinestars. Alpinestars was founded in northern Italy in 1963 and has been manufacturing race-grade protective gear for over 60 years. Their involvement in MotoGP is not sponsorship cosmetics, it's an engineering feedback loop. The same armor technology worn by championship riders on tracks where crashes happen at 180 miles per hour is what informs the construction of Alpinestars street jackets. That engineering pipeline is real, and it's visible in the certification data. CE Level 2 armor is standard across the Alpinestars performance and touring lineup, shoulders, elbows, and back. The Nucleon back protector system alone represents a level of engineering investment that most brands at twice the price don't match. Independent abrasion resistance testing places Alpinestars leather and textile jackets consistently at the top of the production jacket market. Seam construction is built to EN 17092 AA standard, meaning the jacket itself, not just the armor inside it, has been independently tested for what happens when it meets asphalt at speed. Alpinestars jackets retail from $250 to $800 depending on the line. At every price point in their performance range, the certification labels say the same thing, Level 2. That consistency is the product, not the graphics, not the MotoGP branding, the fact that what's written on the tag matches what you need when you're sliding across the road. Number 1. Dainese. Dainese was founded in 1972 in Molvana, Italy. In 1978, they invented the back protector. In 1979, they invented the knee slider. In 2000, they began development of the first wearable motorcycle airbag system, the D-Air, which is now deployed in MotoGP by riders including Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez. Dainese has been solving protection engineering problems that the rest of the industry later adopted as standard features. That is not a heritage narrative. That is a 50-year track record of being first. The D-Air airbag jacket deploys in 25 milliseconds, faster than human reflexes can process a crash is happening. CE Level 2 armor is standard across the entire Dainese performance line. Leather jacket construction uses 1.3 mm premium cowhide with composite reinforcement panels at high impact zones. Abrasion resistance testing places Dainese consistently alongside Alpinestars at the top of the market, with the D-Air integrated line occupying a category of its own. Dainese jackets run from $400 to $1,500 depending on the line. The D-Air integrated models sit at the higher end, and the total cost of ownership argument runs exactly the way it does for every other category we cover on this channel. A $900 jacket that lasts a decade with genuine Level 2 protection at every impact zone is not an expensive jacket. A $300 jacket with Level 1 armor, replaced twice in the same period after 2 crashes that did more damage than they should have, is. The motorcycle gear industry is selling you the look of protection. The certification label is the only thing that tells you whether you're actually buying it. CE Level 1 is the floor. It's not the standard you want to ride at highway speed. CE Level 2 is what the research supports, what the independent testing validates, and what both brands at the top of this list deliver as a baseline, not an upgrade. Flip the next jacket you try on inside out. Find the certification label, read the level. That 30-second check is the difference between gear that looks protective and gear that is. That's what the Wise Rider is here for. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.